Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? So, I'm just bringing the Amazon Condor up here. Now this one has now been corrected and is a direct drill, which is what it's supposed to be. And also I have installed patch 1.4.4, which should have finally corrected the issue with the hired help not turning properly on the headlands. So we're going to experiment with that. I've got a load of beans there that I'm going to be putting into storage very shortly. And then what we're going to do is we're going to be heading over to Maplefield Mill, where we're going to get $752 per 1,000 litres for barley. We got this barley here, plus we got barley that has already been stored down there. So we should get a bit of a fortune for that, which is quite good. It is now the morning after the night before. And so I finished doing the baling at the top. I did it a little bit differently than I originally intended because, well, we've now got 3 balers. If you remember, I got a little bit annoyed with the round baler. I didn't really like it, and so I went and did something else. We got $10,000 during the night from the milk from our 40 cows, which I thought was pretty good. I thought that was a good result. So, yeah, because of our leased machinery and everything, obviously, we still have quite a few expenses. But I think there's plenty of room for improvement. We've only got 40 cows at the moment. I'm hoping to eventually take our total number of cows up to something in the region of 100 cows. I don't know if we'll achieve that on this map, or if we'll take some cows and some money and we'll start that on the next map. I'm not quite sure yet. However, we should be able to get a decent bit of money from the cattle. So let's just go over and set this one going here, and then we can start seeing about tipping out all our grain. I got something extra special that I have got planned for you today. It's a mod that has been, well, it's not been completely made. It's basically a mod that's been recoded for me by an incredibly generous person by the name of Rich_27, I think it is. I will include a link to his YouTube channel and to his Reddit page that you can, or his Reddit profile that you can contact him on if you want to. But he's basically rewritten the code on one of the mods for me, which is absolutely fantastic. He's put in so many hours on this. It is absolutely phenomenal, and he has now submitted this to ModHub. So it should become available for everybody to use, so long as you're on PC, because it will be in the beta section. It's a scripted thing, so you do need to be on PC to be able to use it. So I'm planting oilseed radish on these 3 fields down here, and the direct drill is working properly now, as we can see. So the big test is just a second. We'll see whether it needs changing, whether it's actually working. The hired help is working properly. Yeah, so we're doing oilseed radish here on these 3 fields. We won't get to do anything up on field 1 just yet, but what I've done is I have spread fertilizer on these 3 fields. I've done 1 coat of fertilizer on each. If we go here, field 14 actually needs ploughing, but I'm not going to worry about that now. We'll worry about that after the oilseed radish has come through. So this is giving it a 2nd coat of fertilizer, so we probably won't even need a coat of fertilizer added for the final round, but it is turning. It's turning exactly as it should, so we're just going to leave that one going and hop into the truck over here. 40,000 litres of beans. We don't have a huge amount of stuff of money available for beans at the moment, so we're just going to drop these in storage and then we can worry about it later. One thing I don't like about these is, you have a look, I don't know, I think it's just this trailer, but it lifts the front wheels off the ground and you can't steer properly when you're sort of going over a slope like that. I really dislike that, and I think it's just the cramper trailer that does it. I particularly notice it on the time-lapse on the truck that we got there. There's not a lot we can do about that. Open up the back here. I'm wondering if maybe a mod will allow it a little bit more flexibility on the joint there. I'm not quite sure. We'll see at some point. So anyway, I asked you last week which mixed feeder you would like me to get. Did you want me to get the Trailed Silo King? I will show you the feeders just here a second. Right, I said, did you want that Trailed Silo King there? Did you want the compact propelled Silo King there? Did you want the Keenan McFiber mixer, or did you want the Pecan bigger, mega, mammoet, ridiculously expensive one. And no real surprises, I gotta say, because generally everybody does go for the big one. So I'm not in the least bit surprised at what the results are. I'm a little bit surprised at just how one-sided it really was. I did think that there would be a bit more sort of competition for the self-propelled one, even if we didn't have competition for the other ones. Let's just get this going. We need to sell this barley. We've got all sorts of things that we need to do this week. So I had 3,248 people answer that question, which is a huge number of people. Thank you very much to everybody that answered. That is very much appreciated. We had, for the Trailed Silo King, 129 people wanted the Trailed Silo King. Not very many people at all. The Keenan Mech Fiber, which is actually a smaller one. It's the smallest one that was on offer. That one had 210 people. And several people said, and well, at least one person said, I did see another couple of comments to a similar kind of tune in the comment sections. I'm picking this one because I want to torture Frith. Yeah, gee, thanks, guys. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Want to torture Frith. Yeah, you're all heart. You really are. So yeah, you wanted me to have the smallest one available, just in order to make me suffer. Right, I tell you what. Let's just quickly stop here and race over so that we can stop that one from doing whatever he's doing. And right, you come here. Stop. Thank you. I'm going to run down the other end. Ooh, turning a bit sharp there. If we run down to the other end, we'll do one pass along that end, and then we can leave it doing this bigger field while we sell our barley. Yeah, so back to the self-propelled one. That had 409 people wanted the self-propelled one. That's quite a lot, really. And then 2,500 people exactly wanted the Pecan mixer, the absolutely huge one that we used back in Sandy Bay. So that is the one that we're going to use. Yes, it's a little bit overkill for 40 cows, but we are hoping to get more cows, so hopefully it won't be quite so much overkill as it initially appears. But anyway, that's what we're getting. That's what we're going to have to go with. And this week's question, basically, what do you want me to do next? Now, we are planting oilseed radish on these 3 fields so that we can have a look at the oilseed radish, see how it works, see if it's sort of worth doing. Our growth stages are sort of coming along fairly quickly, so... Right, let me stop that one and turn him round. Yeah, because our growth stages are coming along so quickly, I think it will probably end up being worth it. Although I shouldn't really have spread fertilizer on the field beforehand, because this machine adds fertilizer as well. I think we'll end up with a wasted coat of fertilizer on our next pass, although it does depend what we plant. And that is my next question. What do you want me to do next? I've done several different tasks, and we've got several things sort of lined up that we need to get done. But what do you want me to do next? What task would you like me to accomplish? We have at the moment... we're planting something that's going to take care of this week. We won't be able to do much more with it this week. So next week, would you like me to start planting poplars up there in field 1? We'll leave field 6 as grass, and then we'll plant some other crops down here on these 3 fields. Would you like me to plant regular crops on all 4 fields and do some forestry work? Now, I've done a bit of forestry work here in the time-lapse series, so I was actually thinking that we would try and lease the Ponzi Scorpion and a couple of other bits of forestry equipment. I know that we don't normally lease driven machines, but we wouldn't be using the Ponzi Scorpion again after that, so I figure it would be worth it. And so we could. I was actually thinking that we would go to one of these here, either this one here or that one, possibly down the bottom. I'm most likely that one. I quite like the idea of sort of having to go right into the woods there in order to cut logs, and then we've got a fair trip to take them to the sawmill. Could be quite interesting doing that. So anyway, that's the forestry option. And option number 3 is, do you want me to do maize silage, corn silage? I'll plant corn on all 4 fields, and then we will harvest it with a forager of one kind or another, and stash it all at the McLean biogas plant. I know the last time we did silage, we only did field 15, and we did a bit of grass on that one. This time it would be a much bigger harvest. I I'm actually sort of, you've seen, if you watch the time-lapse series, you'll see that I have actually been planning to do silage on the time-lapse series. And I am, at the moment, sort of working towards a huge silage harvest. So it will be kind of similar to that, but on a smaller scale. And I'm not quite sure which machine we'll use yet. I'll probably, if we're going to do silage or we're going to do the poplars, do quite a few jobs off screen so that we can actually afford to buy the forage harvester that we wanted to get. But we'll get to that. That's not necessarily what we're going to do right now, because it's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, tell me what you want me to do, and that is the one that we'll do. So we may not necessarily be doing the silage. So yeah, we've got start the poplars, get the poplars planted next week. Do you want me to do forestry work and plant regular crops, or do you want me to plant maize across everything, corn, that is, if you're in the States, and do a big corn silage harvest? Yeah, don't forget to actually mouse over in the top right hand corner and cast your vote, and of course let us all know what you want down in the comment section and why. See if you can't persuade everybody else to vote for the same thing that you're voting for. Now, I have been rattling on for ages. We have at least started doing our planting. We've planted one field, we're well on our way to planting a second field. We should get the third one done today. And I haven't even gotten as far as the mod that I want to show you. It is so awesome, but I need some money. I can't do anything until we've gotten some money. So we'll come in here and take that cover off and tip the trailer out. There we go. So we've got over 100,000 litres of barley. That's all tipping in there. We come through to the train. We don't want this train. We want to go to the next one. And come racing down through here. You can fit 125,000 litres into the first train carriage there. And so if I go fill, that'll put all of that in. So we've got 106,000 litres there. And if I just inch forward a little bit, put that in. Yeah, so we'll run this over to Maplefield Mill, that one over there, and there we go. Right, we've stopped Maplefield Mill, and we are currently at $770. Now, it's still going up, but I think we should sell it now rather than being greedy and trying to get loads more. Can we see how much wool we've got from here? We've got, I think that's like 2, maybe 3 pallets we've got over there. How much wool? How much is wool going for? Oop, wrong way. I don't know if it's worth going. That's at $7,178 now. That's a pretty good price. Well, we're not going to worry about that just yet. Let me fill this one up, and I'll meet you over at Maplefield Mill. Well, we're racing towards the mill, and you've got to start slowing down fairly early with this one. Normally, it's just after the bridge, just as you start going around the corner, now I start braking. And even then, I may have been a fraction too late. Here we go. Oh, no, actually, I think it's about right. It's around about 20 miles an hour when the front of the train hits the sell point, and then you can even take your finger off the brake for just a little bit, and there we go. Right, so let's dump that. Oh, no, wrong button. There, that one. Dump that all out. Now we have got piles of money. Right, this is really going to help things along a bit. I would like to buy fairly right. There's $82,000 from that harvest income. I would like to buy the Manitou very soon, as in tomorrow maybe. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that yet. We might sell that wool. We could also have a look at selling, because I mean the wool is at 7,000 per 1,000 litres, which is pretty good. We got 40,000 here, but that's quite low. I see that go as high as 1,700 as well. I think. Maybe it's 1,500. I can't remember. But Gomez Ridge Acres is starting to rise, so we'll leave that. It might come up quite high later on. I certainly want to leave it until we've got a green number on there. I don't want to do that on white. We got 40,000 litres there. So I will meet you back at the Tatra Phoenix, and we can get on to the next bit. We need to go and pick up our bale trailers. Right. I have sold the grain, as you've seen, for 73, well, I was at 80-odd thousand. We've got a few bales of hay down here. Our cattle are not in a very good way. right now. We have 572 litres of straw and 92 litres of grass. We need grass, and we've got plenty of silage and hay. We've got some grass up the top, but we do need to find a way to actually put it in for the cattle, and I would like to get the Manitou. We said, it was a question from quite a while ago now, I asked you which telehandler you wanted me to get, and it was the Manitou. So we need, it's 107,000, and because it's a drivable machine, we have to buy it. So what are we looking at? We're looking at another $35,000. 35 grand is not actually that difficult to get. We could get 35 grand right now from selling our beans. We could do it without any trouble at all. We just sell our beans and there's $35,000. Not gonna do that though, not just yet. We'll wait until tomorrow's episode before we do that. Purely because I want the money for the beans to be able to go up a little bit higher. Just turn up here. Hopefully that car won't try to hang himself up on our trailers. Nope, he didn't. Excellent. I'm going to return one of these trailers and get another one, because the mod that I was telling you about is basically one of these. It's this trailer. What the guy has done, what Rich has done, is he has recoded it, or not recoded it, he's added in the code for small bales, which is absolutely fan-schmastic. It's brilliant. I am absolutely thrilled to bits about this. So we now have the code on a trailer in order that will allow us to pick up small bales. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to return one of these trailers. So I'll unhitch there and move forward like that. And I'm going to keep the other trailer. And I'll show you why. So return that one. Okay. Now if we come over here, we'll lease another one. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to have one that will pick up the small bales. And it'll still pick up the bigger bales and everything, but I don't really want to lease another one. I don't want to release. I don't want to lease, get the new leasing cost. So it's exactly the same on here. There's no difference. So we just have a look. That's the one that we've already got. And if you have a look at, actually, you can see it on the description here. Autoload feature for bales, pallets, and saplings. So if you go here, this trailer can be used to transport cargo and be strapped down for safety. This trailer can autoload square, round, and small bales as well as pallets. So it's got the same functionality. He's just added in the round bale bit, the small bale bit. So we want wide tyres, and I want a back attacher on it as well, just in case. Actually, I need the back attacher. So lease that one for 1,400. Okay, back out of there. So now we've got one of each. Looks exactly the same. The help screen on it is slightly different, and basically he's removed a whole load of the straps that you've got for strapping down the trailer, because he noticed that when he was testing it, having the number of straps that the other trailer has got on it was causing some serious issues. When it was loaded up with small bales, and this load, it'll take 250 small bales. When it was loaded up, it was causing some, and then you apply all the straps. I think it's because, well, he thought it was because that number of bales having to be strapped down all at once was causing his system to crash. So he removed them, and he said that he gets some serious lag when he applies all the straps all at once with the bales. But if he does them a few at a time, from outside, then he doesn't get any lag. I've tested it myself, and I'm not finding any issues on my system, so we should be able to just attach them as normal. Now, I'll show you what we mean. That's the straps on the standard one, and then if you go to the front one, that's the straps now that we've got on this new one. So there's a lot less straps. If you're doing round bales, hopefully there's still enough straps there to secure the round bales. It might be that you need to have the old trailer for the round bales and the new one for the small bales. So not quite sure about that yet. We'll wait and see. So if I just take those straps off, right, I will meet you up the top. We are running out of time, and I would like to pick up at least some of these bales today. We'll probably have to do some more tomorrow, because we've got bales of grass and a bit of silage and everything up there as well that I would also like to get. And if you have a look here, you'll see a few bales in the field. I did, after I stopped at the end of last week and then was talking about getting this trailer done, I decided that I would do the whole field in there, or what was left of it, with small bales. Because that's what I said I would do. I said if I could find a way to pick them all up, I'd do it all in small bales. So I've done it all in small bales, and if we take a look in here, you'll see we have 1,039 created bales. I think there's nearly 400 in that field in there. So yeah, we got quite a few. Now, there's a couple of things that I would actually like to try in here. So first of all, I'm just going to unhitch that rear trailer a minute, and then... Oh, no, I'll tell you what. Let me see if I can hitch that back on again. There we go. I don't want to unhitch it like that. I want to unhitch it like that. And then I want to unhitch... No, first of all, we'll load this one. I'll show you the loading on this one. So you go to the help. You got cargo type square bales. And then if you press Z to go through them, you've got round bales, pallets, and small bales. Now, originally it did have the different size round bales. The functionality of it is still in there. It's not an active code. It's basically a passive thing that someone needs to add in a few other bits. So he's just removed that from the interface. So because it's something you don't actually need. So let me just come round here, and if I press X in order to start it load, I'm going to go really, really slowly because this is really awesome. The way that this has been done, that the bales will load, right? This is absolutely fantastic. So you start putting a few bales like that in that configuration. It actually would work better if we went over and we did the straw bales first, I think, but we can do it like this. So that's what you've got so far, and then the bales start stacking like this. And basically, if you're working on a load where you're only stacking the bales 6 or 7 bales high, this is how you would do it. You'd kind of stack them back like this, and everybody stacks bales different ways. This is pretty accurate, I would say, for if you're just working your way back through a trailer, because then people can throw the bales onto the trailer for you, and then you pick them up and you stack them in neat and tidy. So this is how you would do it if you weren't using a machine to actually pick the bales up for you. If you're using a machine to pick the bales up, you'd probably do it an entire row at a time, an entire layer at a time, and then move on to the next layer. So we're going a little bit faster now, and I have tested this. I have driven at absolute top speed into this stack of bales here, and I've experienced no lag whatsoever, and it's worked perfectly. But like I've said to you before, I do have a bit of a beefy system, so for smaller computers it might lag out a little bit if you try doing something like that. It might. So we've got those on. We'll top up the load, I think. Actually, no, we won't. We'll go for a part load like this. And so now if I stop loading by pressing X, I'll press Y to unload them, and they'll stop right there. The way that he's made it to have it loading up means that whatever happens, whatever point it stops at, you're not going to have loose bales anywhere that are going to fall down when you go to unload them directly onto the trailer like that. So now I will press L and strap them all down all at once. So my system paused for just a fraction then in order to strap them all down. It looks like most of them are strapped down, but if we go and take a look now, it's quite possible that some of these bales on the back, right, that one there, see, you can sort of move them a little bit when they're strapped, but generally they're held in place. However, I think that, no, even those, even the ones right on the back are held in place securely by the straps. Everything is exactly as it should be, right? There's no issues with that whatsoever. So everything is strapped down, and you got no problems there whatsoever. So we're going to unhitch that trailer right there, and we're going to get this one onto the back attacher. And what I'd like to try and do here is I would like to attempt to put different types of bales onto this trailer. We've got some bales of grass here, and then we've got a couple bales of silage, and we've got a little bit of hay over here as well. So we got, but they're different types of bales. So I wanted to see if it's possible. There's my timer. So I think what we'll do is that tomorrow's episode we will come back here and we will continue taking a look at these trailers, because I'm really excited about that one. I'd like to get that back to the yard. We're also going to need to get some grass in for the cattle really urgently. We've got to do something about that. So maybe I'll do... Oh, no, we've got grass right here, haven't we? So we're going to need to do a cut of grass fairly soon in order to feed the cattle. Now, where are we doing? I need to change it. There we go, that one. So, yeah, we want square bales. So if I just press X, load these square bales up. And there. Right, so that's those loaded. Now, what I want to know is, can I put round bales on and square bales? Is it going to start loading them further back? I can't change what I'm loading while it's loading, but can I do it now? I can go... Surely I can go unload. Right, now I can change what I'm using, and I go to standard round bales, and if I go to load that, is it going to dump them in the middle of the bales, or is it going to move... I don't think it will just move them further. No, it's going to put them in the middle of the bales, isn't it? Go to work position. What's it going to do now? Is it going to crash the game? No, but it has put... What it's done is it's put the bales inside there, which is a little bit of an issue. So maybe we need to... Right, I'm going to have to unload that, and I'm not going to unload it on here because it's just going to explode and throw everything across the map. So I'll press X to stop loading. Oops. I didn't actually mean to do that. That was a mistake. Now, if I press L, I should be able to stop that one from rolling. There. Right. I'm going to have to do that again, I think. If I know what I can do. I can change the... not work position. I want to change the item to square bales a minute. HD bales, pallets, square bales. And now if I go X to actually load them, X again to stop loading them, and then this time I will go the unload position, you go B. So if I unload those out to the side like that, now I'll change it to round bales. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put I'm going to put these round bales on, and then I'm going to sort of jog them back a little bit, and we'll strap them down. I'm hoping that is going to work. So, work was I want that one standard round bales. Right, now load. Right, so that one's loaded. So when you're actually loading, it doesn't class the bales as an entity on the trailer. What it does is it basically just sort of puts them into limbo until such time as you've completed whatever it is that you're doing. And then it'll bring them back as entities. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unload them and I'll allow these bales, I hope, to roll back the trailer, and then I can put those square ones on front. At least that's what I'm hoping. It would be better if we could do this with a loader. We could just, put them on as and where we wanted and then strap them down. But we don't have a loader right now. Right, we've got work position, turn that one off. Then I want to unload, and they default to unload on the trailer. So we unload on the trailer and they're rolling. So we let them roll as far enough, and then put straps on. Right. Now, this is the tricky bit. I want to take the straps off before I start loading these bales, because I've got a feeling it's going to make things go a little bit weird if I don't. So I'm hoping I can take the straps off and those bales won't move. Right, they're essentially stopped. So now we change round bales, HD. Oop, too far. I keep going past pallet square bales. Right, that's what we want. Press X, load them up. I need that last bale. Stop floating. There we go. Right, got that one. Now, if I work position again, unload. So now I've got everything on there. Strap them down. Right, perfect. I've now got them strapped. I'm not going to bother trying to get the rest of those bales over there. That is just going to be a major headache, I think. See, I really don't know. I might test this in a minute to see if we can do it with straps. Tomorrow's episode, we are going to take some of these bales back down to the yard. We also need to do a bit of mowing so that we can get some grass in for the cattle. That is something else that we're going to be doing this week. But for now, if you enjoyed this episode, please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And my weekly question, before I actually completely forget, is I am wondering what you want me to do next on this map. Do you want me to plant poplars up in field 1 so that we can do our wood chip harvest fairly soon, and then plant regular crops of some kind down here in these 3 fields? Do you want me to just plant regular crops in all of the 4 fields and do a bit of forestry, probably over in this area here, where we will hire the Ponzi Scorpion and do quite a bit of logging? We'll probably spend 2 or 3 episodes doing cutting trees down, logging, getting the sawmill, that sort of thing. Maybe even using the train as well, just to try and see what that's like with it. Or option 3, do you want me to plant everything with corn so that we can do a big corn silage with a forager and take it all to the biogas plant and sell it from there straight into the digester? Because if you remember, I did say down at the cattle we are only using bale silage. We're not going to make a clamp of silage down there. So option 1 for poplars, option 2 is the Ponzi Scorpion doing some forestry, or option 3, a big silage harvest. It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want, and of course don't forget to mouse over in the top right hand corner to actually cast your vote. I will include links to Rich27's YouTube channel and his Reddit page. I think he said he'd like included as well, so that you can contact him if you want to. And this mod should hopefully be on Mod Hub before too long. I don't know how long it's going to be. It takes a little while to run through the testing, but they are testing it right now to make sure that it is okay to add, but because it's scripted, obviously it'll be in the beta section. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.